By the end of this video, you will become a pro at knowing how to choose colors for your next eye look. Stay glued. Hi guys, Astra from the Flawless Finish Makeup Academy here. Now, one of the most asked questions from my students is, how do I choose eyeshadow colors? So in this video, we will cover the color wheel, the 1, 2, 3 step, and put the color wheel into action. And finally, we're going to cover the areas of the eye that you need to know about when applying your eyeshadow. When choosing eyeshadow colors, I like to begin using the color wheel. Now, there are many technical terms that can lead you to choosing eyeshadow colors, but to keep this beginner friendly, we are going to cover only 3: monochromatic, complementary, and split complementary. So what are monochromatic eyeshadow colors? This is just adding light to dark variations of a color. So for example, if you add white to red, it will give you a lighter version of red to like a pink, and adding black will give you a darker version of that same very red. So you're going to get something like a dark red into a wine red. This is great for creating smoky eyes as well. So you're going to do a red smoky eye. You're going to add a black eyeshadow base, put the red eyeshadow on top of that black base. So you're going to get a really dark red, and then you're going to go ahead and add red to the outer perimeter of that base, and then you can use pink to transition that. So we're going to explain transition colors a bit later as well. Now, let's move on to complementary eyeshadow colors. Complementary eyeshadow colors are colors that are directly opposite each other. So let's begin with our primary colors. Our primary colors are red, blue, and yellow, which are marked with the letter P's right here. Secondary colors are combinations of primary colors. So for example, when you mix red with yellow, it gives you orange. So this is our first secondary color. When you mix yellow with blue, it gives you green. And when you mix blue with red, it gives you violet. Okay, right here. So these are our secondary colors marked here by the S. This is very important, so keep watching. Now, when you mix secondary colors with primary colors, you're going to get tertiary colors like green and blue mixed together gives you blue-green, which is here. Also, when you mix red and orange, it's going to give you red-orange. When you mix yellow with orange, it gives you yellow-orange. When you mix yellow with green, it gives you a yellow-green. So if you mix blue and violet together, it's going to give you, that's correct, blue-violet. And it goes all around the color wheel. So now wearing a mix of primary and secondary colors looks very, very nice. So for example, if you wear blue and green, that will look very, very nice. Or if you wear blue and violet, that looks really nice as well. So for an example of a complementary color scheme, you can put yellow and blue violet together, which looks like this, or red and blue green together, which looks like that. And you can continue like that across the board until you're happy. So once again, complementary shades are colors that are directly across from each other, and those in Barbados are very familiar with seeing yellow and purple put together. Now, blue violet and violet are all in the purple family. So let's look at split complementary. Now this is when you choose a color or use colors that are to the left and right of its opposite color. For example, if we choose orange here, blue is directly across from orange. So the colors next to blue are blue violet and blue green, So our eyeshadow combination will give us orange, blue violet, and blue green. And this color combination, if you choose as well, is very, very nice and very simple. Now, these are all very bold looks. So, how do we use this information to create bold yet subtle, or a combination of both, of an eyeshadow look? For this portion, I'm going to use my Maroon Mayhem by Bibella. So, we're going to use our 1, 2, 3 step. 1 meaning you're going to find a shade that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than your complexion. 2 meaning you're going to find a shade 2 to 3 shades darker than your complexion. And a 3 meaning you're going to find a medium shade. So let's use this palette to find that. Using my hand, I'm going to use my complexion for this. So 1, we're going to choose a shade that is 2 to 3 shades lighter than our complexion. So we're going to go for this one. Swatch that. Step 2, we're going to look for a shade that is 2 to 3 shades darker than our complexion. All right, so let's go here. Swatch that. And our final step is we're going to find a shade that is a mix of the two of these, or directly in the middle. Let's go with this one. All right, that's what that looks like. So 1 is your highlight shade. Number 2 is your crease shade. And number 3 is your contour shade. That's our 1, 2, 3 step. It doesn't have to be browns throughout, but this is where you can start with your neutrals. Outside of that, you're going to take this same foundation and use it with your other colors. Use a light shade, a medium shade, and a dark shade. So let's add some color. It's simple for me to say, put this as your highlight shade, put this in your crease, and put this as your contour shade, but that is if you know where on the eye is your crease, your highlight, and your contour area. So this is a diagram that I like to use. So starting below here where your lower lashes grow out from, and underneath there, that is called your lower lash line. Just above that, where that fleshy bit is, almost up to the area where your actual tear duct is, and if you guys don't know, you can just give that a little slight pull down, you see a hole, that's where your tears come from. In that area, that is called your waterline. Okay, this V-like shape, or I should say a V that is to its side, that is called your inner tear duct, and that is where you can also place a highlighting shade. Above here, where your lashes are growing from as well, this is called your upper lash line. Just above, like really and truly just above into the lashes of this is where you will usually place your eyeliner, be it eyeshadow, like black eyeshadow, or any colorful liquid or pencil liner. It goes here as well. From here, we have this portion where you can see this big deep crease. Now, a lot of persons who have hooded lids tend to place their eyeshadow mostly only to this portion of their eyes, and when they close their eyes, they will have a big missing space here, or their crease color is all in this area. No matter your eye type, must remember your crease is that socket where your eye itself sits into your skeleton form. So when you press in this area going across here, you're going to feel an indentation where your eye sits into the bone. That area is called the crease. No matter the folds of the skin here, this area will always remain your crease. So when you're playing your crease shade, which will be this one here, for example, you must remember to always place it in that area. Hooded lids are not. This area is your crease. So between your crease and your upper lash line, This area here is called the lid. And here persons get really creative, and I'm going to show you how. So from that lid to the crease, we have the above crease. Now this is usually like 1 to 2 millimeters away from your crease, and above that we have the brow bone. So if you tap right here on your face, you're going to feel that bone. That is called the brow bone. And usually in the arch of your brow, that is called the highlight portion of the eye. You can take your highlight shade, which will be this one here, and place it all along the area of your eyebrow. So I also have marked here for you what is referred to as the outer V. Now your outer V comes from the corner of your eye, lines up with the end of your eyebrow, and connects to your crease. Now your outer V is here and here. It's like a V to a side, not all the way up to the brow, but like a V to the side. I hope you can see that. That is your outer V. And that is where you place your contour shade. Let's add some color. Say we want to add a green eyeshadow. Green eyeshadow, that goes onto your lid. Now this is just beginner friendly. This is just a guide. When you get more comfortable with applying eyeshadow and become much more creative, you'll find you'll be putting green in your crease. But this is just a guide. So keep things simple. Let's put green onto the lid. Next, you're going to add your number 2 shade on your outer V right here. And our number 2 shade is this shade right here. All right, that's our contour shade. So the darker colors usually go to the outer portion of the eye. Next, after placing your contour shade, there is this area called your crease, and you can also put a bit of it in your above crease, and that shade we're going to put in there is our number 3 shade, which is the middle shade. And from there you're going to put number 1 to the brow bone portion of your eye. Okay, now there's a rule of thumb that your crease shade should be a matte eyeshadow. Any other finish of an eyeshadow can be placed anywhere else you prefer onto your eyelid. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if you wanted to use satin, shimmers, metallics, pigments on your lid, in the inner corner of your eye, feel free to do that. Eye safe glitter is also okay to use in those other areas as well. You can also use your color palette to include your lower lash line, your blush, and your lipstick. Not every single color that you want to have in your palette has to be worn on the eye. You can keep, for example, red, pink tones as well for the lips, and use this palette onto the eyelid. Use a bit of green if you want. You can do the green on your lower lash line, and that is going to look pretty as well. Be sure to watch our previous video on eye primers, which will be linked at the end of this video and in the description as well. Stay glued to our next video where we learn how to apply these eyeshadows perfectly. From Barbados to you with all of our love. Bye guys. Don't forget to hit that circle button to subscribe to my channel, and here are 2 more of my videos. See you soon.